Hi, this is Hayley from Creating Digital Dreams, and today we're going to talk about how exactly to transition from an employee to a digital entrepreneur working online. So the steps that I'm going to give you are just tips to help you understand how people actually do this. And I'm going to start off with the most important one, and you might think that it's not, but it really is, and it's mindset. If you don't have the right mindset to change your life, it's not going to be an easy process for you. If you don't believe that it's true and you don't believe in yourself, then it's probably not going to happen, to be honest with you. So you really have to get your mindset in alignment with someone who is ready to change their life. They are serious about it, they're committed, and that's where all your future actions are going to come from. That place of believing in yourself and believing in what you're doing. So you have to know your reason why you're doing this, and that might seem obvious, but it's important to have an exact reason. Why do you want to change your life? It can't just be, oh, because I want more money. The reason why you can't have something as vague and general as that is because when you run into roadblocks or struggles or things that just get hard, the thought that, well, I just want to make more money is not going to pull you through those hard times. I know this from personal experience that when you do hit a roadblock, when your why, your reason for doing this is so strong, you get through the roadblock, and it's because it's not an option to go back to what you were already doing. My personal why is that I need freedom. I really can't imagine a life going to work for someone else, having other people tell me what to do every day. And the thought of not doing SFM or not succeeding in working online and having to go back to a normal job is so strong that when I hit a roadblock, it's absolutely not an option. It's just not an option in my mind to work for the rest of my life for someone else. So, that's my why, and yours might be the same, but even if it's not the same, if you really want to travel, for example, and you can't imagine a life where you're stuck in the same country the whole time, or you do really want money and you can't imagine living a life that you're going to continue struggling the way that you have, those are the sort of reasons that are going to pull you through. Not just some vague, I want money. Why do you want money? And it's because you don't want to deal with not being able to pay your bills, or you don't want to deal with not having enough to buy what you want. It's got to be really strong, and this all comes into your mindset. Commitment, again. I said to myself when I first started working online, I am willing to do whatever it takes to create this for myself. I'm willing to learn whatever skills, I'm willing to put in whatever time is necessary, and whatever it takes, I am committed to making this happen. Once you get all this stuff set up in your mind, everything becomes so much easier because you take the actions that are in alignment with what you're already thinking. I had to rebuild my whole entire website when I was new. I accidentally deleted the whole thing and I didn't know how to rebuild it. I had to go through all of the steps again that are taught by SFM. And it might not seem like a big deal to you if you haven't experienced that before, but to me that was like a really big thing. I put in all this effort and time and then I just deleted it. And that was a roadblock. But because I was already committed, I knew that it wasn't an option not to do this. It didn't matter, I just rebuilt it, and it took time and it took effort to go through all the same stuff again. But it didn't matter because I had my mindset right. So after you've got your mindset right, you know what you're doing, why you're doing it, and all your negative excuses are gone, you want to get the education to know the steps that you need to take in order to make this a reality. So you don't have to join a course like SFM to learn how to work online. You can go on the internet. If you search how to work online, there are millions of videos about how other people have done it and the steps that they took. But the only thing with gathering all this information by yourself from the World Wide Web is that you have to piece it together. And that's why I find SFM so easy, because it already has the steps in order for what you need to take, for how you need to take them. So just know that you can do this regardless if you have a course or not. I just think it will take longer and it will be a bit harder. But you do need that education. If you just go and try and do your own thing, you're gonna have to fail a lot when you could talk to people that have already done what you want and figure out what failures did they go through, and you can avoid all of them. So finding other people that have already gone on the journey that you want to go on will really help you in order to know what action steps to take. So get your education and fail fast as well though. You know, listening to someone else's story, you're not going to go through the exact same path, so you are still going to fall over, and the quicker you do that and you have an issue, the quicker you'll learn how to fix that, and next time it comes up you'll never do it again, or you'll know how to fix it. So yeah. So this is my personal opinion, but stay in your current job. I don't know what your situation is, if you're living paycheck by paycheck, or if you have, you know, 3 to 6 months worth of money behind you so that you can quit your job. I personally just think if you can 100% learn how to work online next to your full-time job. And it's not about how many hours you work, because there are people in the SFM community that were working 70-hour weeks and they still built their online business on the side, and once they had replaced their income, then they quit. There are also people who quit their jobs straight away because they did have that money backing them, but I just feel like that puts a lot of financial stress on you and time stress. Like, you've got to get it done really quick, and you don't want this to be a rush. I just want to make sure that you're aware that this is not a get-rich-quick scheme. Working online takes just as long to be an expert in as it does in any other field. You can't just go and be a doctor one day. You can't just go and be a forklift driver one day. You have to learn the skills to do that. So working online is not just clicking a button and you're gonna all of a sudden make money. You've got to learn the skills, how to do that, how to create value for people, how to solve other people's problems and give them a product or service that is gonna help them. And you will learn all these skills, but just be aware that it takes time to learn them, and it's not going to happen overnight. It's going to happen over weeks, months and years that you will progress. So if we piece everything together so far, you've got your mindset right, you know what you're doing, you're getting the education that you need in order to gain the skills that you need to work online, and you're still in your current job building this business on the side. The next thing you want to do is just take it step by step. Again, don't try to rush this. It's not a quick process. It can be for some who have more time than others or already have existing skills, but you've got to take it step by step. Success does not come from one big action. It comes from little actions that are taken every day. Be happy where you are right now and look forward to the future, and just focus on each step at a time. Don't compare yourself to people that are miles ahead of you. You can definitely learn off them, but don't compare yourself to where you are now to where they are, one step at a time. And the last tip that I have to transition from an employee to a digital entrepreneur is never give up. There is absolutely no way that you could fail if you did not give up, regardless if it was to take 6 months or 5 years. If you don't stop working towards something, it is inevitable that it's going to happen. But if you stop trying, then that's when you really fail. It will never happen if you stop trying. And going back to, say it did take a crazy 5 years, that time is going to pass anyway. You're going to live that 5 years regardless if you're working towards something or not. So I would much rather work towards freedom for 5 years than live the 5 years and still not reach freedom at the end. And that's what a lot of people do. They give up on something and they continue working their normal job, and then in 5-10 years they're still in the same place. But if they had have just stuck at whatever they were trying to achieve for 5 to 10 years, their life would be majorly different in that time, and they would have reached success. Yeah, I think that's all I have to say for today, but I hope that this has helped you. These are the steps that I've personally taken and I'm still taking towards my goals, my dreams, and I hope that it's motivated you and giving you some help in what it does take to become a digital entrepreneur. Thank you so much for listening, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye.